Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative Talks, CEO Insights, Success Stories, Value Markets, and Financial Education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another great episode of the CEO Show. Remember, this is a show that always comes to you every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9. This is a show that looks forward to bring you amazing guests, trailblazers in different industries. People are going to inform you, people are going to inspire you and provide insights. And we're going to learn about different topical issues. Which episode is this? Remember, this is episode number 31. Tonight we have another amazing episode prepared for you. This is a show that you won't afford to miss. Who is our guest tonight? Our guest tonight is none other. I'm sure that a lot of you have been looking forward to hear from him and also to get some nuggets of wisdom from this amazing gentleman. Our guest tonight is CPA and CS Alton Kogo, who is the director of SEA, that is Micro Small Enterprise Authority. This is somebody that has risen to ranks and leading such a great organization. This is somebody that is going to share a lot of wisdom when we talk about small businesses. What does it take to maintain, and also what are opportunities that are outside there in government and also in private sector? This is a show that you can't afford to miss. Before we listen from him, please ensure that you share this particular episode for somebody to know that you're watching, and also comment on the comment section for us to know that you're part of this great conversation. Tell us where you're watching from, and also if you'll be having a question to our guest tonight, because this is a show that you're going to learn a lot. If you have a question for our guest tonight, please ensure that you ask on the comment section, and our guest will be in a position to respond in this particular show. Mr. Alton Kogo, karibu sir.
Asante sana.
How have you been?
Good.
It's been a long day.
A very, very long day today.
Okay.
Yes.
You're one busy person. To catch is something else.
Honestly, I've been very busy today.
Yes.
We've been running up and down to ensure that the MSMEs in our county are well catered for.
Okay.
But eventually I managed to be here. I promised that I'll be here on time.
But you're one person who has passion for small media enterprises.
Yes.
Other than a profession where you earn from it, but you have that passion to support it.
You see, Dan, first I want to thank you for inviting me to appear before your show. I know you are also a small enterprise.
Yeah.
You are not so big, but you are growing from somewhere, bottom, going up. And we are very happy to be associated with you. Number two, the passion comes from knowing the fact that eventually when we exit government jobs that we are occupying at the moment, that is where we are going to land, all of us. So after all this hassle of working in government, eventually we will come back home
to do something
as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, trying to do something. Okay. So we must make sure that when we are in these positions of responsibility, we need to have that passion of ensuring that the sector is well streamlined, the sector is well supported, the sector is seamlessly operating, and the MSMEs feel at home in your presence. Okay. Yes.
Now, before we go into those details and what you do, basically, now who is Mr. Alton Kogo?
Thank you. Alton is a young man, not so young, born and bred here in Uasin Gishu County many years ago. I grew up at a place called Soy, sub-county, Queenette Ward. That is where I was born and raised. I have just schooled in here in Uasin Gishu County and Baringo County, where I began my academic journey, a school called Kituro Boarding Primary School. Then I came to Queenette Secondary School, a day school. Hustled, went through the process, the academic journey in Kenya, and managed to pursue academic excellence in accounting course, CPA. I finished my CPA and joined university, the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, and graduated with a bachelor's degree in commerce, just like you. And then went to the University of Nairobi, did a master's degree, and now I'm doing a PhD in strategic management at the Catholic University. I've also done other courses, a very important course in corporate governance called Certified Public Secretary, CS, equally offered by CASNEB. So I'm not saying I've achieved a lot within a short time, but that is my academic journey, the success that I've achieved within a very short time. It's not about how you scored in school, in high school, but it's about believing in yourself and knowing what do you want to achieve.
Okay, looking back, CPA, talking about now you growing up and what have you, because having achieved all those credentials that you've just mentioned, from primary and going into a day school, and now succeeding in education, what were some of the challenges that you encountered as a young person? Because having achieved these credentials within a very short time, that's quite impressive. But looking back to the younger you, how was it growing up back in the village?
We went through a lot of challenges initially in school, like any other young person. But I want to sincerely appreciate my parents for their support to ensure that we at least obtain good foundation. Setting a very good foundation for your children is very important. When they took us to boarding school in Baringo, life was very hard at that time. You see, you had a lot of homesick, you had a lot of challenges in school, but eventually later, that was a very good foundation.
Okay.
Then we came to a day school because we were tired. Personally, I was very tired of boarding by the time I was joining Queenette day school, which I actually currently serve as the board vice chair at the moment. So the challenges were so many. First, we were not so stable. My parents were not so stable financially. My father was a taxi driver. That is where we got our school fees. I saw my dad really working as a taxi driver for a very long time, driving a very old car before all these areas were tarmacked. That is where we got the motivation to work hard, having that reflection of where the fees is coming from. Then you give yourself an opportunity not to let down that opportunity and make sure that you make your parents so proud.
Okay.
So when we struggle like that, my father struggling to pay the school fees, of course for me and my other siblings, we got so much challenged. Personally, I got challenged, and I promised myself and I promised my dad that I would really work extremely hard to ensure that life becomes easy when I grow up, because I saw him doing all that. Challenge number two is, of course, making decisions as a young person, growing and making career decisions. I've seen many young people failing to make the right choices immediately after high school. People make wrong choices by doing courses which might not help them in the long run. Somebody was very bright, was a B material, A material, C plus material, C plain material, but because of just making a wrong choice immediately after high school, doing and pursuing a course which might not help him in the future, that person's life eventually gets distracted on the way. Personally, I got motivated to do CPA. One day, I went with my dad to KCB, or National Standard Chartered Bank, to pay school fees. And when we were at the bank, I saw very beautiful ladies and great young men who were well dressed in tie and black suit, and I got so that attracted me so much. I asked my dad, what did they do to be at this level? He told me these people have really studied. They have worked very hard. Wamesoma different courses, and I was a very good student in business. Went back to high school, and I met a teacher called Madam Baiwa, who supported me to just make that decision of pursuing a course. I would have really wanted to go to university direct, but because I couldn't meet the requisite points at that time, I didn't go to university to pursue banking and finance, because I wanted to do banking and finance. It was what I wanted based on that experience. So
after seeing these
yes,
great people,
yes, that motivated me. Yes,
well.
yes, that motivated me a lot. So Madam Baiwa advised me and told me you can still do CPA and be where you are. Okay. So I went to CPA. My father wanted me to be a teacher. He actually brought forms, Tambach, teaching. Yes. He brought those forms home, and he told me I don't have enough money to pay to take you to these other courses. I want you to fill this form and do education. And I had a deal with my mom, who is my best friend, to really support me. I remember very well done what my mom did for me to enroll in CPA. She went and took a loan with Kenya Women at that time to buy a gas cylinder. And she gave me the money, 6,000 shillings to do registration. I know you know the amount. At that time was not so much. 6,000 shillings to do just formal registration and be recognized as a student. I went to African Institute, did registration at that time with that amount of money. And then we told our father that we had done the registration and the fee was not so much expensive. So he offered to, we said, okay, we'll pay. And eventually, we are here. He eventually paid the whole cost. He didn't know how. But having a supportive parent, having a supportive teacher, having a supportive family will help you to grow career-wise. So I trace back my success to that 6 kg gas cylinder loan to here today.
Okay. Now, just as we speak, we know that we have parents who are seriously pushing their children to go and do 1 to 3 courses. Now that we have even children who are going to school.
Yes.
But what is it that you can tell this parent who is watching tonight and telling you, like, my child should be a lawyer, should be a teacher?
I would advise that parent, don't force your child to do something that they don't want. You will be wasting that child because they'll finish doing a course that you want them to do, and later they'll come and do what they want. We have seen, I have a friend who was forced to do a bachelor's degree in commerce. Eventually, after finishing that, he went back and did education, because it's the passion that that person wanted. And you don't know where God has decided that your fate will be. So you might be pushing your child so much to do what you want, but God has said that person will not succeed in that line. So let I just advise your kid, give your kid a proposal. Don't push them to the corner that this is what I want you to do, because they will just do that and get back to do later what they wanted to do. They'll dedicate that to you, and it will not help them so much. And giving them space to do what they want makes them succeed easily, because they'll be even working with passion. They'll be looking for jobs with passion, eventually succeeding.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now to where you are currently. I know it was not a walk in the park, because the position that you currently hold, it's a senior position. But now it has taken a lot. It has taken a lot of investment. It has taken a lot of resilience and hard work, that is. Looking back, can you chart your way to where you are currently?
Yes, I remember very well how the journey has been. And I can tell you, it's not a very easy task. And I am not yet where I really wanted to be. And I know opportunities are still a lot for me to be where I wanted to be myself, without even being pushed by anybody. Through that, you are able to draw and know what do I need to do to achieve what you want to achieve. Personally, like myself, I have done a lot of jobs, entry-level job. I was selling mitumba. I was selling trees, tree seedlings, bringing trees all the way from Ziwa with time, in terms of reading, in terms of actually there are a lot of sacrifices. Waking up early in the morning to read. Actually, there are a lot of sacrifices. Waking up early in the morning to read, to achieve all this academic excellence. Up to now, personally, and it involves a lot of things. One, patience, resilience, consistency, and of course, prayer, believing in God.
Okay.
Yes.
But now, there is something interesting about you that I've learned also. You at some point you are hawking and selling mitumba and also doing seedlings and what have you. But now, in the current generation, from university, then you give even an opportunity of seeing being a clerk or something, they will be so hesitant to take that opportunity. But yourself, you are hawking, and I'm sure that is something that it gives you some lesson in life.
Yes.
But now, speaking to this young generation they say that they are jobless and they don't have the opportunities. What is it that pushed you to go and do the hawking, seedlings, and mitumba? But I'm sure you were earning something from that.
Yes, I remember very well. I used to earn a profit of 3 shillings per 3 seedlings. So if I would go to zero machine, come with 1,000 seedlings, but I couldn't transport 1,000. because I was underweight by then, not like now. I couldn't carry more than 600 well-arranged tree seedlings. So by the time I arrive at Queenet Berewet, I would have sold like 400 tree seedlings. So that is 400 times 3. It gives you a profit of 1,200. Only within a span of like 2-3 hours. By the time I'm home, all those tree seedlings have been sold. Now, don't be very selective. There is no problem in doing that kind of work, because people will, even if you don't like, and you have earned 2,000 shillings, which the other people don't have, what will it cost you? Of course, the 2,000 will help you a lot to do other things. So you don't need, young people don't need to be selective. In fact, when you do this, maybe that is where you would even get somebody who will eventually recommend you to a better position. And I told you earlier, you don't climb the ladder by going on top. You begin from,
Start from down.
yes, you start from stair number 1. And stair number 1, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of you are discouraged. It's not so pleasant being at ladder number 1. But by the time you are at ladder number 7, number 8, life has really been so nice. Personally, I'm not even at the top ladder. I'm still climbing. I'm still doing a lot of things that I feel one time I'll not be doing. So it's not about fearing. The young generation don't need to be selective. That is where money is. At the bottom, that is where money is. And you can imagine if you are used to earn 2,000 shillings, there were no much responsibilities, because that was money you would use to buy good clothes for yourself. The bills were not so much like at the moment. So don't be selective. Don't look down upon yourself. Just take whatever it comes and climb. Grow every day. Yeah, today you are here. Tomorrow you will not be there. Tomorrow you will be at the next ladder. Yeah.
Okay, now going to your current position, how did you find yourself now being the director of MSEA? When did you get to this position, and
Yes.
how has it been for the period that you've been there?
Thank you. I joined MSEA in 2020, January. But before that, I used to work at Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency, KEPROBA, as a personal assistant to the CEO. My CEO by then was Peter Biwott. You know him.
Yeah.
The former MD Elders. And Biwott taught us a lot of things. He was very strict, but that is how he trained us. Biwott taught us to report to work at 6:30 in the morning.
Every day?
Every day, because he used to come to work personally at 6. So if he comes before you, you will have to explain to him who is the boss between you and him. And he trained us a lot. Now, when I got this other opportunity, it was really part of growth. And I told you, I like seeing myself grow from one level to the other. So this is a position of responsibility, coordinating counties and in the North Rift region to ensure that the micro and small enterprises are well streamlined, are well supported by government, are given opportunities, are given capacity, and they feel at home that somebody is really there to stand for them. And we have supported the sector very much here. We do a lot of work every day to ensure that the sector is well supported. We have done a lot of formalization by grouping them into units we are calling associations. We have given them work sites to work from. We have done a lot of responsibilities that directly touch on the MSCs. And let me tell you, you become happy when you see an MSC that you are supporting grow from a level they were before and now in a better level. Personally, I've seen MSCs I've supported here, the likes of Gooseberry. I know you've hosted them here. Viola of Gooseberry, I met her in 2020 when her juice were really very tasteless, actually. Her juice were so sugary, and we had gone to Tanzania with her at that time for the exhibition, And when we met, she told me she needed to be supported. We came, sat down with her, analyzed her challenges, and then we decided to support her. We gave her land to work from, the Ilula worksite, the industrial center at Ilula. And it gives me joy to see Viola, for example, grow from where she was in 2020 to where she is now, supplying her juice in the shelves or supermarkets here. So this is just a position which you have been given to ensure that you support the micro and small enterprises, because these MSMEs are the backbone of our economy. 85% of the jobs in Kenya are held by the micro and small enterprises. And I can tell you, if they are not supported, our economy will collapse. The 15% are just the big industries, kina Safaricom, kina Tusker, those big manufacturers. But imagine the 85%, including yourself, you are an MSC. Those are the people who are holding the economy. So my role is to just support them, and we have done a lot of that kind of support here in the North Rift.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, there is a statistic that came about by KNBS sometimes back.
Yes.
That mostly like 71% of businesses don't see the third year after inception.
Yes.
And then 50% will barely try to get to 5 years, but 10 years will see themselves to 10% will see themselves to 10 years. But what is it that is hailing these small? I'm sure you've seen businesses come to fruition. You've seen businesses even failing.
Yeah.
Being at the center of all this, being a representative of all this. What are some of the causes that you think is hailing this, and specifically the SMEs that we are dealing with? What are some of the ailments that brings down many businesses?
Yes. That is true. Actually, many MSMEs start, and by year 4 or 5, they are either doing something different from what they were doing, or they have completely collapsed. The reason is because one, lack of proper planning. People start businesses without actually knowing where they are going to be in the next, in the near future. When you read the 48 laws of power, there's a law which says that you need to plan on how to finish. Everything that you do, plan how the end will look like, so that when you begin your business, you know that this is how the end will look like. The growth will be like this. The challenges that MSMEs face, one is the financial access. Financial access is a very big challenge. Opportunities are so many, but MSMEs lack access to funding. Somebody has a very brilliant idea, but they don't have funding to support the idea. Wrong choices of funding their businesses. I'm very sure you've heard about Shylocks. Some small MSMEs, and actually majority of them, they start their businesses with Shylocks. They contribute little, and then the idea runs a little bit, they run to Shylocks. Shylocks are in business. As soon as your business fails to pay back, they come and sell whatever you have made, the little that you have made. So businesses need to plan. They need to have a proper business plan document, and that's where we come in to support them with their business plans, to support them with branding, to support them with marketing, to help them know that in the next 4 or 5 years, this is where I will be. This is where my business will be. I've seen businesses which have started and collapsed because of those reasons that I've mentioned. Others begin their business not knowing where they are going to sell their products.
That's the market.
The market. You don't know where you want to sell your product. You are just starting a business because your neighbor or your friend or your classmate is doing well, and you have not done proper research on where you are going to sell your product. So you start your business, 2 years down the line, you have a lot of products, you don't know where you are going to sell, and then it collapses. Number 2 is competition. We have a lot of competition done from China. If we don't address the issue of Chinese, I can tell you most of our businesses will collapse. There is competition from even the local MSMEs who import directly from China and outshine the local MSCs. You've seen even here in Eldoret. I'm very sure in the next 1 year or 2 years, most textile companies here, most textile entrepreneurs will close shops in Eldoret. Why? Because of competition from the large and big industries who import directly from China at very low price. So you will find a coat, a very good coat like yours, just selling at half price. So as a customer, I'll not really want to buy from Dandan, who is producing here, and in the next shop, there's somebody who has imported a product from China, selling at half price. So government needs to come in strong and protect the entrepreneurs, the local producers, so that they are supported and shielded from unfair competition. Number four is the issue of costs of production. Currently in Kenya, as you know, there is a lot of dynamics, and the cost of businesses is really skyrocketing every day. The cost of power is going high. The cost of our raw materials, especially steel, those people in the manufacturing sector. 2 years ago, steel was half price. Metal was half price. What is being sold now? So anybody who started their business 2 years ago and had not projected very well where we are at the moment will definitely be forced to close their shops at the moment. So we come in to just support the MSCs by doing research, advising them on what they need to do, advising them on branding, linking them with other state agencies which help them to brand their products, linking them to cheap partners, financial access, the partners that themselves partner together to ensure that their access to credit is at least cheap, and all those challenges. Yeah.
And now, to leverage now what you're foreseeing, the challenges that SMEs are encountering, probably in the next 5 years, they'll be having more challenges than what we have now.
Yes.
The prices are going up, the rate of inflation is going up. Now, as an organization, as an authority, as you foresee all this, what are you doing to keep safe these small, medium enterprises?
Yeah. We are doing a lot, and we are trying to talk to all sector institutions who are MSME supporting to come together and discuss on how credit can be made available to the MSMEs, so that banks are getting overcharged a lot. The interest rate, 17% or 20% at the moment, is so much for an MSME like you. But if we also sensitize our entrepreneurs, the MSMEs, because the government has a lot of opportunities also available. People just don't know. We have Kenya Industrial Estates, a state agency under our ministry, which is giving access to finance to entrepreneurs. Instead of taking your credit directly from banks, which is a bit high, we are encouraging them to come together and take credit from government agencies. We have Youth Enterprise Fund, we have Women Enterprise Fund, we have the Hustler Fund, which was recently launched by the president. We have the Wezo Fund, and many financial inclusion agencies which just give credit, but our people don't know. So the presence of the media like yourselves need also to support us, to reach out to the entrepreneurs and sensitize them that opportunities are available in government. The credit in government is cheap, not more than, I think, 7%. And you see, that is a lot of money that you will save. Number two is the component of research. We are doing a lot of research and advising our MSMEs, those who come to us, that if you venture into a specific line, we see that line not being viable in the next 5 years. And we just give them advisory that you need to venture into different opportunities, so that after 5 years, when your business collapses, we would have really told you. We are also working very closely with the county government to ensure that we group the MSMEs. You see, when you are alone, you don't achieve so much. But when when we group you through associations and cooperatives, that is where you get your strength. That is where you borrow your money. Because I take mine, you take yours, we add with another person's, and then we give you to start something with very little interest. Next time you reciprocate the same to me. Like that, like that. So we are actually encouraging people to go to the model of cooperatives, to the model of associations, and don't over rely on expensive loans, because that is where our businesses die. Yeah.
Okay. But now you've talked something about like going for Kenya Industrial Estates and what have you, and getting money from government through those agencies that you've just mentioned. But Director, most people are so reluctant, especially the young generation, to go that way because there are a lot of bureaucracies, and that is a fact. There are a lot of by the time you get that money, it takes a long route, and sometimes the need basis is always overtaken by time. So people are so reluctant to consider that. Number two, people always have this challenge when talk about information. Most people don't get this information. Yeah. There is scarcity of this information. Yeah. But now, what is the government doing to provide this information? Because sometimes when you go to politics, they always do a lot of sensitization. Yes. You have to register to vote. But does the government do the same when they need to sensitize young people and also the nation about such information that you have?
I will tell you, we are actually doing a lot of sensitization. Trust me. We are really doing a lot of sensitization. In fact, tomorrow we are having a very good forum here in Eldoret, where we have brought on board like 10 agencies to sensitize MSMEs about opportunities which each institution is offering. And the issue of efficiency, I know that is a very big issue for us who are in government, but we are trying to be very efficient. We are trying to break the issue of bureaucracy. And I can tell you, we have improved a lot. There is a lot of improvement. Those people who apply loans in government agencies, they normally get it on time. Recently, I know it's been a challenge in the past, but I know some people, we have linked them to Youth Fund, we have linked them to Wezo Fund, we have linked them to KIE, and there's a lot of improvement in time. It doesn't take a lot of time. But also, you know, a good thing will take time to come. You just don't rush and get, we do a lot of background checks because of one, our money is not very expensive. Our money is so affordable. So at times it might take some time, but not so much. So I would even advise the MSMEs to adopt the issue of patience. You have applied for some finance in government, take time, don't rush. It's not, government is not in business like the banks. Government is in the business of supporting you. Is in the business of making sure that your interests are well catered, that you are making a lot of profit, even more than us. So at times it may take time, but I will tell you, don't tire. Just be patient enough. Develop an approach of following up. Just call a government officer, visit their offices. Please ujitume mwenyewe. Go to the office. Don't apply and stay at home. Just follow up. It doesn't mean when you follow up to Nakasirika from where we are. No, we want to see that you get this. But at times it might take time. I agree, but patience is very important.
Okay. Still on the issue of funding, we talk about, as we are talking about SMEs, yes. Being a certified professional accountant. Sometimes you cannot avoid loans.
Yeah,
it is a fact.
Yes,
it is one of the sources of funding businesses. Yeah. But now, people will always run to the easiest way to get these monies, assuming they go the bank way. Now, as a consultant, assuming they go the bank way, sometimes people find it difficult to consider borrowing from bank A rather than bank pay. And when they go through that process, sometimes we just need to get those forms without understanding the terms and conditions and just signing it. As a consultant and also as an advisor, what are some of the things that people, and especially the young people and also the SMEs, should consider before borrowing, especially from banks or circles and what have you?
There's a principle which says don't borrow when you don't need. Why? You know, when you don't need it and you've borrowed, you will definitely misuse, because you have the money and you know what money can do. When you have money, it easily tells you need to book an air ticket to Mombasa, because there's nothing you are doing with that money. But when you borrow for the right cause, definitely you are going to do it. You are going to utilize the money properly. Yesterday I met a lady who was telling me she would run to borrow money whenever she sees an opportunity, and she's doing very well. So we are not saying banks are bad, but at least borrow when you need, so that you don't misuse the money, so that it's not expensive. Because I worked in a bank some times back, and I can tell you there are a lot of hidden charges, which you rush, just pick a form, you sign, and then you wait for the money to be deposited into your account. You've just signed some conditions which you are not even very sure yourself. You are not sure of the implication. Now, read the conditions properly. Interpret those conditions. Get somebody to read for you. And invest properly. Analyze the investment that you want to put. Have a lot of investment options before you borrow to invest in a particular venture. Borrow and then do proper analysis. Will the returns be more? If the returns will be more, definitely go ahead and borrow. But if the returns will be less, why would you borrow? Because that one you are doing yourself, you are just exposing yourself to a lot of credit unnecessarily. So I would advise the entrepreneurs, the MSMEs, that just borrow when you need. You might not need to borrow everything. Some might have been contributed by yourself. You need to also use your savings. Our people need also to have a culture of savings, so that when we save, you see, when you have savings, you will borrow little. And I told you the model of cooperatives. The model of cooperatives and associations encourages you to do savings. You must save, so that when you go and borrow, you analyze, what do I have? I need to just borrow half of what I need, and then you add on top of what you have, then you succeed. Also try to borrow friendly loans. At times people have money, not necessarily the banks. Maybe even your brother, maybe even somebody at church, maybe even somebody you need to pitch. You know, pitching, selling your idea, getting a partner. There are a lot of options to fund your idea. Getting somebody to co-invest with you, that will be cheap. Why would you be an owner of a company which is having a 2 million or 3 million debt, when we can easily partner with somebody, just invest there and offset your loans, and you give that person little shares. The way somebody did, we advised somebody and they did that. They sold part of their shares, yeah, and when they sold the shares, they got liquid cash. After getting the liquid cash, she realized that she has really been burdening herself for over 14 years, running to the bank. So as long as you have a good idea, there are a lot of people who have money outside here. You just need to sell your idea properly. Just convince them that when we co-partner with you and invest with you, our business will succeed. Attend regular classes with people who have succeeded. Get to know how they have undergone challenges. What have they done to succeed? And you will realize your solution is not only in the loans. At times our problems are not solved by money alone. Maybe your problem even is not going to be solved by money. So let's not rush so much to get access to credit quickly. This quick, you see, something which comes easily is very expensive. And don't rush. Take your time, analyze the situation very well, and weigh options. Which options do you have? Which other options do you have? Sell shares, co-invest, talk to your friend, talk to your partner, talk to a government agency, yeah? Talk to a credit institution which can support and give you on credit, and very good. terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, talking also about credit,
Yes.
a lot of people always ignore that fact, and some people are always in bondage of credits.
Yes.
And now that we have a lot of apps that you can just borrow, you have Mshwari here, you have this. What is now the effect of what you call CRB? Because sometimes somebody will say that this line, watanieka CRB, I'll get another line, I move ahead. But there is some implication in your financial discipline and also in your future ability to borrow. Do you think we are ignorant as the current generation when it comes now to when we talk about listing in the CRB? Because in the sometimes in these civilized countries, more CRB and being listed, it's always close to a criminal offense. But for us, we don't care.
Yes. Let me tell you, when President Ruto was elected to office, he found out that majority of his voters were listed in CRB. What did he do? He decided to introduce something we are calling Hustler Fund. You know, Hustler Fund, it doesn't look at your CRB status. It just gives you money. As long as you have your ID, it gives you money. So what the president was trying to achieve was to clean all of us, because we were in that burden. 80% of hustlers at that time were actually listed somewhere. 200, 1,000, these apps that you're talking about, they were listed. So the president tried to clean, and he actually succeeded in just trying to clean, to build a very good history of yourself, so that you get an opportunity to borrow from government, which does not look for the CRB status. But what did people do?
We went back there.
We went back there, even through the Hustler Fund itself. We were doing teachings. I was training MSMEs on Hustler Fund in Moiben and Kapseret and Mgwen constituency. Now, the first question I would ask them was, who genuinely is not listed, has not paid their little credits, their little limits? Who has not paid? I can tell you 90% of the people seated in the room, all of them had not paid the Hustler Fund.
But
so
they borrowed.
They had borrowed, yes. Majority had borrowed. Like everybody borrowed. Majority of people borrowed Hustler Fund, but they did not repay. Now, it begins from there. If you are not able to repay 200 shillings, if you are not able to repay just 500 shillings that you have been given by Hustler Fund, how can we trust you to give you 80,000 shillings to fund your idea? How? You know, some people think that Hustler Fund will just go like that. It will not, because this is government money. And one day, one time, that history of Hustler Fund, the report will be generated, and it will deny you a very big opportunity. So my point is this: having financial discipline is everything in business. Very important in business. There is somebody here in Eldoret, I'll not tell you the name. He has a very strong financial discipline, to an extent of just borrowing 20 million from National Bank or KCB, these banks. Just calls. I have this parcel of land, very strategic for my business. Can you process me 20 million and put into my account? I'll pay in 2 months. And there's no question about that. The money is processed and is given, because in exactly 2 months, he will have paid. So if you are listed with 1,200 to 5,000 shillings, you know, it will limit you a lot. It will not make your business grow, because for you to grow in business, you will not grow with your own money. Your money will not, your little capital will not make you grow. What will make you grow is partnership with other people, credit with financial institutions and government institutions, which now you have completely terrorized. So I would advise anybody aspiring to do business, make sure you are credit worthy. Make sure you are in good books with CRB. Make sure and these listings, you know, you are listed with very little money, little credits. Ile yenye uliomba tu from an app which was in your phone, you borrowed and you ran away, but that one ensure that you are listed. So have financial discipline, very important for you as a businessman. If you don't want to be in business, then it's not important for you. But if you want to succeed in your business, you must have financial discipline so that when you borrow money, we know you are going to repay when you make profit. You would rather have little profit, but peace, have peace. Because do you really enjoy when you are being reminded every time on phone, messages coming, telling you, please repay 1,000 shillings, please repay Tala 500, please repay, calling you, you know, such kind of things. So having financial discipline is very important. And when you even want, at times, this one is even going to affect you even in your personal level. It affects how you, when you don't have a CRB certificate, you will not even get employed nowadays. So it's very important, and I agree with you. Don't limit yourself by borrowing unnecessarily. And it goes back to what I said. The 1,000 shillings that you are borrowing, do you really need it? Don't borrow when you don't need. Survive the way you have been surviving. Unless you are dying, unless you don't have food, then I can say go ahead and borrow through the app. But ensure that you are disciplined, your financial records are clean, just the way we encourage people to not to be criminals. Your DCI level certificate should be good. So you should equate that to the CRB certificate. Yes.
Now, connecting to the same, because all this when borrowing without, when you don't know if you need the money or you need the money, sometimes it's due to failure of records in an organization or in a company. When we talk about financial records, this gives you a very informed decision. But somebody will say that I'll need to keep these financial records when I've grown big, when I've made more turnovers and what have you. But most MSMEs will ignore the fact of record keeping and maintaining books of account. How important is it to any business to maintain their books?
Yes, that is another component, a very important component, which we have been also training our MSMEs, financial literacy, and ensuring that your records are well kept. You know, it's important to know where you started from. Don't say I will keep records when I will be a very big company. You will not, even if you are given opportunity and you are not doing that now, 10 years to come, you will still not do the same. So if you want your business to really grow, you need to keep records so that you even convince yourself that you're making profit. Record keeping is very important, and it's not expensive to do record keeping. One, you just need a receipt. Yeah, any income that you receive, simple, just document. Just receipt, even if it's 1,000 shillings or 100 shillings. Just document that you have received 1,000 shillings. Anything that you spend, make sure you record. Make sure you record. You will be even in the servants of KRA when they come knocking at your doors, because you will have records that you are able to prove your point. So don't just spend. Keep your records, because financial institutions even nowadays, they go back and tell you where are your records, where have you been recording your sales. So for a small company, just get a book. If you are not able to do a system, 3-quire book. Nyuma weka sales, huku mbele weka purchases, in the middle put salaries and wages, but document everything. There is no record keeping for large companies, for small companies, for middle companies. The concept is the same. Expenses are the same, only that yako ni kidogo. The income are the same. The only difference is that yours is little, so you need to ensure that you keep your records properly. It will save you a lot. Yes.
Now, bringing now the issue of technology, because the current times and age that we are in, we need to leverage technology in our business.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing the developed countries that are doing well, and there is the introduction of robotics and now what have you, and all that. But now, as a company, how important is it now to balance and bring in the aspect of technology? Because over time, you'll be written out of business because you cannot balance. And we've seen businesses that have closed down because they have not moved with time. Having dealt with these SMEs and young businesses, how do you now empower them to consider updating their technology in terms of business?
Yes. If you don't plan, then you plan to fail. And I can tell you right now, the world is going digital. The world is advancing in technology. The production nowadays, even in factories, is sophisticated, well set. Technology ensures that your quality is very good. So for you to be very competitive in the market, for you to ensure that you are recording accurately your expenses, to ensure that you are recording accurately your income, for you to ensure that your vision is well documented. People nowadays don't want to read, and I'm very sure even yourself, you really don't want to read a book so much. You need to simplify in a very simple technology. Technology is very important because that is where we are going. Ensure, update yourself. And I told you, you need to sit with people who have succeeded, attend short courses with institutions like Eldo Hub, who are giving these courses, data science, financial literacy, systems and software management. That is where the world is going. The world of AI at the moment. The world is going AI. In the next few years, everybody will be doing things through artificial intelligence. So you need to update yourself because that is where we are going at the moment. There is a big company which was in Kenya, you know, Nokia. Nokia was defeated because they did not adapt to technology. When Oppo and Samsung and the others were coming to market, bringing in new technology in their phones, Nokia remained as a brand, not actually doing a lot of research to grow in technology, to improve their product. Eventually what happened? They were removed from the market. You see, they were removed from the market. So understand where the market, where the world is going at the moment, and then adapt to that. Marketing, you can even market your product using technology at the moment. There are platforms which you can post your product and you get an order in US, in Canada, outside Kenya, and you sell. You cannot know that if you are not technologically savvy. So you must improve yourself as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as an MSME. Yeah, the MSME of Kenya right now is not the MSME of 30 years ago, who are just saying we are MSMEs and they are not adding value to themselves. So add value to yourself. Be creative, be innovative, because your competitors, your colleagues are are advanced. So study and know the market trends. What are they doing? Yeah, your competitors, what are they doing? You can know that by being very, very technologically updated every single day. Yeah.
Now, talking about putting your product outside there, marketing and using technology and what have you, but there is an interesting topic of which I would wish to have your opinion on the same. We've talked at some point to touch something about pitching an idea. There are people who have brilliant ideas.
Yes.
There are people who have developed good products outside there. Now putting outside there into the market, placement and selling it out becomes a problem. And this is something. Somebody might have an idea, but they don't have the finances. I am sure a lot of business people always come to you to pitch an idea on how you can connect them to these funds and what have you. What is it that you've learned about pitching? And how can somebody prepare a good pitch and present a good idea that can be very lucrative to an investor or any other person who is wishing to invest?
Yes. I have seen people who have succeeded in pitching they applied the SMART concept. Specific, be measurable. Whatever you are pitching, let it be achievable. Yeah, let it be achievable. Don't pitch theory. Investors don't want stories. They don't want theories. They want to see the value for their money and return. If I invest in your idea, what am I going to get? So your idea should be very simple. Your idea should be unique. Your ideas should be catchy, should be so catchy. You have branded it very well. You have sold you have made it to look like a very big vision. Yeah? Don't sell your vision like it's just something small. Enlarge your mind, enlarge your vision. Make it look like it is really going to solve a problem. Because it's my money, it's the investor's money that is going to be put here. So how do you convince, how do you get the money from this investor to invest into your idea? You need to be very smart. You need to think beyond him. You need to be smarter than him by doing a lot of research. Yeah, by doing a lot of research. What your idea? What is the baseline of your idea? What is your idea intending to solve? If we invest into your idea, what problem will be solved? convince them about the market, that your product is marketable. That if you invest in my product, we are going to break the market. We are going to reach heights which we have not reached. Yeah. Number two, green economy and what do we call green technology at the moment, whereby people want to invest in recycling of that. Those are ideas that investors are looking at. Something that will solve something in the society. And then very important, what is their interest? Yeah? Don't just let them give you money without them knowing that my interest is scattered here. Yeah? So let them also, let it come out clearly that if you put $1 million, your shares in the business will be XYZ. So that somebody is convinced 100%. But the most important thing, don't preach theory. Don't preach stories. Do research. When you're invited to appear for a pitching contest, for example, do a lot of research. Be composed, approach it with a lot of maturity, approach it like a businessman, do a lot of study of research about the market trends of what you are pitching, the possible competitors, yeah, convince them why they need to invest in you and not your competitors. Then they put their money there. Yeah.
Now, just a little question. As an authority, having operated in North Rift and running North Rift and MSMEs,
yes.
Do you think you've been overutilized or underutilized by us?
No. I can tell you are underutilized. Yes, I can tell you that.
What makes you think so?
Yeah, let me tell you. There are a lot of opportunities in government. Most of our people are not aware of those opportunities. We are trying to sell these ideas to them. We have gone to many wards, many sub-counties, many counties. We've done a lot of trainings in Nandi. We've done a lot of trainings in Elgeyo Marakwet, right? We have done a lot of trainings in here in Uasin Gishu, trying to convince people to borrow on Hustler Fund the concept of groups. Remember, there was a concept of groups, borrowing on groups. That thing people never utilized. And I really felt so bad because I marketed that thing so much in groups. But again, when the results came, people had not taken the money. Because, Hustler Fund, the initial deposit was 50 billion. 50 billion is like 7 times the budget of Uasin Gishu County. Uasin Gishu County is 7 billion. But we are talking about 50 billion, which was available for 50,000 shillings people to borrow. But people did not borrow so much. There are opportunities, and I hope you are going to give me time to talk about affordable housing. People have not really taken that seriously. Yeah, people have not taken that seriously. Most of these government agencies, few people visit them. They know they exist. Yeah, lakini watu wachache wanajituma kwao. KIE, Youth Fund, MCA, the county government. So our people have not gone to find value and to look for opportunities which are in these government agencies. But I will not say again that we have been underutilized, because we have done a lot ourselves to market what we do, to encourage people to come to where we are, to offer our services, to formalize them and register them, to get those benefits. We've done a lot. So it's 50-50, and I want to encourage our people, those who are listening, that our doors are open. Please come to us. When you go to our sites, we have industrial centers. Yeah? Uasin Gishu County alone, let me talk about Uasin Gishu County. We have 3 industrial centers. We have one in Olenguse. It's not occupied. When I came here in 2020, I went to these sites and sensitized people around there to occupy and use this government space, which is free. They are not paying anything, to utilize and come and use this space. First, when I came here, people were using these sites as walikuwa wanalalia. It was residential areas when I came, but now we removed those people and did renovation in these industrial centers and sensitized people with the area MPs. But again, if you go there today, and I'll go with you one day, our people have not utilized them. It's still empty. Government land, 1 acre, which was in the mind of the vision bearers at that time, was that this would be an industrial area where machines would be busy, people would come. Olenguse itself, in cases, the young people there have not taken opportunities to occupy these sites. Turbo, Juakali Turbo, we still need to do a lot. Our people have not come out strongly to occupy what is available in these sites. At least the Lula, they have tried. Viola has tried since we gave her and Gavo Foods and some MSMEs who are working from Ilula. But we still have a lot of opportunities even in Ilula. The space is still available. So these opportunities will be there for a short time. It will not be there forever. Now my rallying call is to invite them to take opportunities which are in government and utilize fully.
Okay, just in a nutshell, what does it take for one to own or get a space in those?
You just need to make application and tell us what you are doing. We take you to the site. We convince you to utilize the site, formalize you, register you, of course, with the registrar of MSMEs, who is domiciled in MCL, and then we give you to utilize the space. You don't pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, because I see that our time is talking about now the Hustler Fund, because there is something that has come up, and we are seeing it coming. It's happening. But do you think we are keen to utilize this opportunity that affordable housing is giving?
Yes, the affordable housing. Now, affordable housing is a very huge project. It's actually a billion project. It's a huge project, especially for here in Wasingishu. And allow me to just talk about it in a minute. We have a project in Kidiwa, which we are calling Kidiwa A, which falls under Soy sub-county. We have a project in Moiben, and we have a project in Kapseret Pioneer. Kapseret Pioneer is 2,104 units, 2104, 2,104 units. Kidiwa is 2,300 units, the same as Moiben. So in total, these are many units which our people need to take the opportunities that it's giving us. Number one, when the president launched these projects, he gave out clear instructions that the Juakali sector will be given 3 roles: to do fabrication of windows, fabrication of doors, and fabrication of door frames. The windows, window panes, door frames, and wooden door frames. So these are opportunities which are available. Once we have formalized your association, we give you these opportunities, and you go and fabricate. Kapsaret, we need 8,000 windows to be fabricated. 8,000, you can imagine. 8,000 is a lot of money, by the way. One window you fabricate with a lot of money, maybe 10 or 11,000, depending on how we negotiate with the contractor. Now, we are inviting people to visit our offices, formalize with us, and then we give you these opportunities because they are available for you. So we want to just invite them. Let's work together. We were today at Kapseret Affordable Housing before I came here, and Moiben Affordable Housing. We also have the concept of market stalls, and we have market stalls in Madaru. We have smart market stalls in Kases. We have smart market stalls in Moise Bridge, which is upcoming. And we have a market stall in Eldoret Ultramodern 64-year, a national government project, which will again give opportunities. And then we also have the Eldoret Railway City, which will have over 2,000 units. So what is my point? Those people in the welding sector, those people in the wood and the furniture, you need to organize yourself. Take these opportunities. These opportunities will come to you when you are organized. When you have grouped yourself. You see, if you group yourself, 35 people, and say we want to be given opportunity to fabricate 1,000 windows, no one will deny you these opportunities. What MCA will do is to just formalize you, to register you, and introduce you to the contractor and help you to negotiate. That is what we will do. So I'm calling our people today, the young people, the young people, all ages. There is no discrimination about age. Come up and group yourself. We are ready to support you. And when this project is finished, please don't build houses which you will not buy. Yeah? Buy these houses also, even yourself. You need to buy one done. 3.9 million for a 3-bedroom house. 3.9 million is not a lot of money for a hustler. What you need to do is to just pay 10%. 10% is 390,000. The rest you pay as rent. Because right now, even you are paying rent. All of us are paying rent. But now, this one is rent to own. This will be your house. Eventually, you are very sure about that. So you just go to Bomalangu, register, pay 10%. And you're required to pay 10% by the time the house is completed. So you pay small. You start today 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, like that. By the time the units are completed, that is now when you will be required to have completed paying the 10%. Then the rest you pay as rent for a very long period of time. So Kidiwa has been put in the e-citizen. Kapseret is there. Moiben is there. Please let these houses not go like that. Okay. Everybody take a unit, because go to Pioneer. How much is 1/8 land? 3 million. Yeah, say 3 million. How much is a 3-bedroom house in Pioneer to build? Another 3.54 million. That is 7 million, which somebody would tell you pay in one installment. 7 million. Where do you get 7 million now? Yeah, where do you get 7 million? But now the president here is saying, I want to make you be an owner of that house in a very simple way. Just pay 10% and pay the rest in small installments. No bank institution will give you that. Nobody will give you that, I can tell you. You will not go to any bank today and get that offer of just paying 10% and then the rest you pay in installments. Nobody will give you.
And now, being part of all this, do you think we are, the young people, especially the young people, are they taking these opportunities honestly? Or
yes,
struggling
yes.
even to get them?
Yeah, for the issue of the welding, I've seen a lot of
for those,
the issues of welding and the issue of fabrication of the windows and doors. I can tell you, I've seen a lot of young people who have come to take up these opportunities. I received a delegation from Kapseret. Young people who just came to my office, asked me to help them. And today we were together at the contractor site with them, introducing them to the contractor. And sooner or later, they'll be given to fabricate some windows and doors. So those are the opportunities that we are talking about. It is about you sending yourself. Waking up and saying, I want to know which opportunities are in Kapseret. When you reach there, you will be given sufficient information and you will be directed accordingly. And then we will support you. Yeah.
Now, as we wind up our show, now, just to, I'm sure you've had a lot of success stories in people who you've supported in MSEA and people who have grown just from working with you. If you can just pinpoint, what are some of the success stories that you can just share? You've talked about Gooseberry, but do you think you can get other ones?
Yes, we have a lot of MSMEs we have supported to grow. We have supported Gavo Foods by giving them space, by linking them to markets. We've taken them to Tanzania. We've taken them to Uganda. We took them to Burundi. And where Gavo Foods is today, it's courtesy of MSEA. We have supported Ruth Chepchirchir, Honey Zest, also through the same initiatives. We have supported a guy called Kolil, who is having a very unique idea of steam jikos. This is steam jikos. Steam jiko which uses water to heat. He has a very brilliant technology and innovation. Now that one is unique, and MSEA has supported him so much to access capital, to get KIPI licenses, to also get marketing of their product. We took their products to Rwanda. We took their products to Uganda. We took their products to Tanzania. Last year, we took their products to South Sudan, Juba. And MSEA is doing that after just analyzing the product. We've also had a very success story of a guy called Recliner. Recliner is doing a very unique product. By the way, you need a recliner sofa here. You need to buy one, so that as you wait for these guys to set, you are relaxed here, pole pole. So Recliner is doing a very unique product. Apart from just producing the seats, he is doing the machine itself. The recliner machine, you see, the recliner machine is so unique because he manufactures it from here, Hawaii.
From scratch.
Yes, from scratch, Eldoret here. And today he was, I visited him today. He was showing me the first recliner he did. And if you follow his journey, you will be surprised. He is doing a lot of recliner machines. You can imagine a product that we import in China at 15,000 shillings. He does it here at Hawaii at 9,000 shillings. A lot of, and his is big quality. So those are a few MSCs that we have supported. We have also supported a cooperative society, a SACCO, in Olenguse, a place called Olendu. A group of elders who came together, registered an association, and decided to do value addition of wood. You see, so it takes a lot of time to understand that kind of person and support them, right? We've supported them so much. Access market, sell their products. We gave them space in Olenguse. They are using Msea's land there, and they are doing great. Plus many others. I'll not be able to finish the list. So today I'm very happy that those are the MSCs that you have supported, and many more.
Okay. Now, CP, I think our time is much spent. Just as you give your parting shot to our viewers tonight, now being at the center of all these MSMEs and what have you, because we always look forward to inspire somebody. We have young people who are doing business, we have old people who are doing business, but some are at the verge of closing down because of myriad of challenges. But just addressing and speaking to them tonight, what is it that you can tell them?
Thank you. This is what I would tell anybody in listening to us today, that in Micah chapter 7 verse 8, it says, when I fall, I shall rise again. So anytime you fall, remember that you have an opportunity to do what? To rise again. Falling is not the last part of our cycle. Rising is very important, and God is telling us that when you fall, you rise again. So even in our business, it is the same concept. You start a business, it collapses. Don't stay down there. Rise again and dust yourself. Find out, whom do I need to support me? I have seen a lot of young people coming to my office who started the business and collapsed. Now they want to begin again. We discuss together and analyze the options which are available. Analyze, where did you fail? Maybe there is somewhere little that you failed. Where did you fail? Where do you need to correct even as you go forward? You will realize that your something which was holding you back was a very small thing. You still have an opportunity to grow. Government is here to support you. Agencies, the county government, state parastatals, ministries, everybody is talking about the MSME at the moment. EP Zade is here in Eldoret. KIPES are here in Eldoret, ready to support you. All these players will definitely have a solution to your problems. Don't hold back and deny yourself an opportunity to grow. Look for them, talk to that agency, come to us, MSEA, go to KIE, go to Youth Fund, Wezo Fund, Biashara, Inua Biashara, the county, the CEC Trade, who is very supportive, CEC Mother Cheruta, very supportive and supporting the MSMEs. Try to visit them, and you will realize that the opportunities are many for you to grow. Do a lot of research. Again, what are your strengths? Capitalize on your strengths, and then what are your weaknesses? Correct those weaknesses. Then you will realize that you will grow.
Thank you. Thank you. Just to acknowledge before we close this down, just to acknowledge people have been following this show. I know that our time has flown very fast, but just to acknowledge people have been there following this. Stephen Kipchoge Kogo is saying he was tuned in. Braila Bet who said that he was tuned in. Irene Biwat, congratulations, Alton, you are going far. And then Naomi Chipkamba is saying keep shining, Alton. We have Chipso Sosten who is saying that's Alton, next MP. I don't know. And then also we have John Masharia who is saying my boss. We have Janet Mwikali who is saying keep the fire burning, proud of you, sir. And then Ruth Chirio is saying congratulations. Wilbert Kipruto is saying he's tuned in, and Kerit Nicolai is saying great sir. Karen Kiai, congratulations Alton, keep shining. Carol Samoy is saying that he's tuned in, and then Silas Letting is saying great work. Kenneth Kipchoge is saying congratulations CPA Alton, my brother. Kiprono Mite is saying that he's tuned in. And then we have Cheriot Wesley, who Kipruto has been watching. Hamos Mugu is saying that happy to listen to you, Halton. Great learning points. And then also we have Dennis Kipchumba, who is saying that he's watching. Moses Koima from the US is watching. Isaac Koech was watching. And then Kelvin Magut was saying, good job, Bwana Halton Kipchoge, for the good job you are doing. We will join hands together to change this livelihood of our youths. And also we have Coach Isaac, who is saying that this is very motivated, watching from Iten. And then Lucas Biwat, Smart Minds at Work, congratulations Alton, and many more that will still be responding. Thank you, sir, for coming to the show. It's been inspirational and also very insightful. We always look forward to get such nuggets, and for creating your time, it's an honor for you to come here. Thank you, and hope I'll see you again in the near future. Keep doing the good job.
Thank you.
We are really proud of you, and keep supporting the young entrepreneurs outside there.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Yes.
I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
To our viewers, it's been wonderful having you. Thank you for being part of this conversation, and also for always being glued to these shows every Tuesday, and the support that you've been giving us for the last 30 episodes that you've been part of this. We are really grateful, and we don't take it for granted. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for always tagging your friends, and make sure that you are part of this conversation in the near future. Next week, again, we are going to have another great guest for you, and you can't afford to miss. I'll be waiting to see you again come next week. May you have a good night, and God bless you. I was your host, Dan.
Success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories, value markets, and financial education. This is the CEO Show. Hosted by Dan. Business Minds, pioneering and inspiring entrepreneurs. Creative talks, CEO insights, success stories.